These are a few of Liz Cage's most troublesome incidents, ranging from fighting with a rival coach during a game to retiring to pursue a career as an adult content creator. This Australian baller undoubtedly dominated the WNBA with her incredible skills and domineering court presence, but let's not overlook the elephant on the court here. The Australian isn't one to hold back, making headlines for her outspoken nature both in the US and down under. But let me tell you, some of the incidents she's been involved in would make even the most seasoned fans raise an eyebrow. Cage's journey hasn't been easy, with a fair share of controversies that seem to never go away. Let's begin with the intense altercation between Cambage and former Connecticut Sun coach Curt Miller. On a hot May 23, 2021 day, a furious exchange broke out between the two on the sidelines. Cambage took to her Instagram story to explain what had happened, saying that Miller had made fun of her for weighing 300 pounds while she was protesting a foul call to the referee. Personally, I wouldn't be making fun of a 6'8" giant who could probably crush my skull without breaking a sweat to her face. That guy's got bigger balls than anything they were dribbling on the court that day. That didn't last long, though.
It's going to be a part of our identity. We need to look at it this year as ultimately we think our path for the future on how it works.
Although Miller later apologized for his remarks, saying that he had said it in the heat of the moment during an already stressful match, the damage had already been done. However, Cage's time with the Sparks wasn't over yet, as she had a plan. B up her sleeve and chose to go for number 1 instead, which happened to be owned by another teammate. Cambage made it clear that there was a big difference between trash talk and crossing the line, which is why the league took action, suspending Miller for a game and fining him a hefty $10,000. Amanda Zoe B discusses a Jersey Titans game. Sawi was approached by the team coach who asked her to give up the number for Cambage, but she declined, explaining that the number was important to her, and rightfully so too, since she had it a whole lot longer than the Aussie newbie. But of course, Cambage wasn't ready to give up on her quest for that number 1 though, and she kept annoying her team like a toddler in the toy aisle of your local Texaco until they gave her the jersey just to shut her up. Yep, you heard me right. She cried her way into getting what she wanted, and guess what, Zoe? We didn't find out about the change until the team later announced it on their social media, which meant that she couldn't even protest it. Imagine losing something that important to you because your teammate is a literal giant baby. I can't even begin to believe what she must have gone through, especially knowing that the team later suspended her for asking for the number back. Got to love sports politics? Huh? So how did Cambage thank her team for this? Daylight robbery? Well, obviously she threw another temper tantrum and quit in the middle of a match during her relatively short 25-game stint. With the Sparks, Cambage didn't hold back once, unleashing her frustrations every chance she got. According to reports, she would openly criticize her teammates, calling them out for ignoring her on the court and not passing her the ball when she asked for it. Calling her a diva would be underselling it. It got to a point where even her teammates got fed up with her fighting back by intentionally passing her the ball whenever she wasn't in the clear, causing her to miss shots and ruin her averages.
Jordan, an all-defensive first team in 2019 when she led the league in steals for the Seattle Storm. Oh, nice back cut there, drop step rather, by Liz Cambage.
Now, that's the kind of malicious compliance I enjoy seeing. This even happened during her final game with the Sparks, when she stormed off to the locker room to get dressed for an early departure after an embarrassing 84-66 blowout loss. Footage had finally had enough, but not before leaving a final party message. I can no longer do this. I wish you all the best of luck. It appears that the bully ended up, say what you want about being the bullied. But if you have a player who is always fighting with their teammates, you shouldn't be shocked that no one wants them back. Her team wasn't the only one who was tired of Cambage though, as players and critics from all over the WNBA seem to have something to say about her when it comes to losing. Don't get me wrong, the OSI has been accused of employing some quite shady techniques on the court. Critics say she pushes the limits of fair play by intimidating her opponents with her aggressiveness and enormous size. Although physicality is a component of the game, Cambage appeared to go too far from playing aggressively to being downright unsportsmanlike. Her behavior and abrupt departure from the Sparks also led some to doubt her commitment to the sport, with supporters and detractors saying that she is too emotional to play high-intensity sports. However, her coaches acknowledged her unquestionable talent and potential, viewing her as a formidable force who could easily dominate the court. It's unfortunate that she never learned how to work as a team player, and she even accused the Australian national team of racism for excluding her from any of their promotional images. Are you really shocked that the national team itself doesn't want anything to do with her? It seems like someone needs an ego check. But if you thought that things couldn't get any worse, get ready for one of the most shocking incidents in WNBA history. Just before the Tokyo Olympics, Cambage, a member of the Australian national team, found herself at the center of another raging controversy. And believe me, it's not pretty. One day, during a training camp, she got into a fight with some members of the Nigerian basketball team, and while I don't know how it began, I'm sure how it ended. Both teams attempted to break up the altercation before it got out of hand, but Cambage didn't have to use force to get caught up in this controversy. The Australian was heard calling the Nigerian team monkeys during the incident, and if that wasn't bad enough, she also told them to return to their third world countries. As you can imagine, this didn't sit well with the Olympics Commission, and the fallout from this incident was more intense than any buzzer beater anyone had ever seen. The news spread like wildfire, making headlines in every country. The backlash was immediate and fierce, and before they could officially disqualify Cambage for unprofessional behavior, she chose to withdraw from the competition, citing mental health concerns.
It's such a hard conversation to have at the moment. But at the end of the day, I just hope there's a way that everyone gets to play the sport that they want to play.
Given that racism is a mental condition, it wasn't totally untrue, but it was expected that Cambage would announce her retirement from the WNBA following all of these scandals. She decided to take a 3-week break in July 2022, which developed into a permanent departure, surely much to the pleasure of many in the sport. Later, the towering sensation decided to cash in on her fame by opening an account on an adult website. Yep, you heard that right. Subscribers could pay to catch a glimpse of some raunchy peeks of the basketball queen talk about a career change when asked about the change. She admitted that she was scared to make the move originally, but with support from her friends and family, she decided to go through with it, plus with every other member on the site. Also, being an influencer, she decided to hop on the bandwagon and make some dough, too. You got to hand it to her. She really knows how to seize an opportunity when she sees it. With CI already having a massive online presence, her account easily skyrocketed to success, amassing a jaw-dropping 27,000 likes within just a few months of launching her account. Going to have to do some hands-on research myself once I'm done recording. So, from retiring in order to pursue a career as an adult content creator to getting into a fight with a rival coach in the middle of a match, these were Liz Cage's most problematic moments of all time.